Now let's go to the new topic named the twice composite function. Derivative of twice composite function. The derivative of twice composite function. Composite function. Twice composite function. In Azeri it is iki defa mürekkep funksiya. In Russian it is дважды сложи функции. Производная дважды сложи функции. Go to the example. The number 318. Find the derivative. Find the derivative. The derivative of given function. Y equals r cosine of square root of 1 minus 4x. Solution. First, denote the argument of the given function by new variable t. It will t. Then we have y equals r cosine t, and it is composite function because t also depends on x. It is composite function. Then you find the derivative of this composite function. Y prime is r cosine t prime. First, find the derivative of r cosine according to the table of the simple function derivatives. It is minus 1 over square root of 1 minus t squared, but it is composite function, and then we must multiply by t prime. Then equals minus t prime over square root of 1 minus t squared. Then substitute square root of 1 minus 4x instead of t here. Minus square root of 1 minus 4x prime over square root of 1 minus square root 1 minus 4x squared. Then equals. But this function again is the composite function. Therefore, the given function is named twice composite function. Then here argument of this function is expression 1 minus 4x, and denote 1 minus 4x by new variable, for example z. Because already we have t. Equals minus square root of z prime. It is composite function because z also is the composite function. Then you know that the square of square root is the root expression 1 minus 4x equals minus. Then remember the formula of function square root of z or square root of x according to the table of the simple function derivatives. It is 1 over 2 square root of z, but it is complex function, and therefore we must multiply by z prime. Then here 1 and minus 1 are deleted, and then we have the square root of 4x. Square root of 4x. Then this expression is transferred into the denominator, and here from here we can take 4 out of the root symbol, then continue, minus z prime over 2 square root of z multiplied by 2 square root of x equals, then we have minus, substitute 1 minus 4x instead of z here, 1 minus 4x prime over 4 multiplied by square root of z multiplied by x equals the derivative of you know that the derivative of the linear expression, which is linear expression, is equal to the slope. Slope here is equal to minus 4, which is minus 4 over 4 square root, z is 1 minus 4x, 1 minus 4x multiplied by x under root equals minus will give plus, and here we can simplify it by 4. Then finally we have 1 over square root of x minus 4x squared. It is our answer. Now let's go to the next topic, named the logarithmic differentiation. Here we must remember the formula of logarithmic derivative. Natural logarithm of t prime is equal to t prime over t. It is already you know this formula, and this formula is named the logarithmic derivative. It is logarithmic derivative. Logarithmic derivative. This process, the process of logarithmic differentiation, consists of two stages or two steps. In the first step, we must find the natural logarithm of both parts of the given function, and then in the second step we must differentiate the both parts of the obtained expression, obtained function. First step is named the finding the natural logarithm. And second, the differentiation. That is the finding the derivative. The differentiation. That is finding the derivative. Defining the derivative. the logarithmic differentiation is applied to two types of examples. In the first type, we will differentiate the power exponential function. Power exponential function is such a function for which the base and the exponent are the some functions. For example, the general form of y of x equals u of x raised to v of x. It is the general form of the power exponential function. 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 In other, it is or exponential power function. Better is exponential power function. We must say exponential power function. I'm sorry, exponential power function. Exponential power function. Power function. Here, base is function of x, and also the exponent also is a function of x. Therefore, such a function is named exponential power function. Exponential power function. In other, it is üstlü kuvvet funksiyası. In Russian, показательная степенная функция. Then solve the corresponding example. Now consider the next example. For example, sine raised cosine x. The number 333. Find the derivative. Find the derivative. Find the derivative of given function, of the given function, by the logarithmic differentiation. Logarithmic differentiation. Y equals sine x raised to cosine x. And then find the value of derivative at point pi in half, and evaluate and calculate y prime at pi in half. Then solve this example by the logarithmic differentiation. Then write solution. open first point. In the first point, we must find the natural logarithm of both parts of the given expression, of the given function. First step, natural logarithm of y is equal to natural logarithm of sine x raised to cosine x. Cosine x. According to the one of properties of logarithm, we can transfer cosine x to the front of natural logarithm. Then we have natural logarithm of cosine x multiplied by natural logarithm sine x. Which is first step. First step is finding the natural logarithm. In the second step, we must differentiate both parts of the last expression. Natural logarithm of y prime equals cosine x multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x prime. According to the formula of the logarithmic derivative, it is y prime over y equals, and it is product, and use the rule of product derivative. Cosine x prime multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x plus cosine x multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x. Continue. Y prime over y equals derivative of cosine x is minus sine x multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x plus cosine x multiplied by it is a composite function because the argument is also another function. Let it is t. It will t. Then we have natural logarithm of t prime, and then use the formula of logarithmic derivative. It is composite function. Y prime over y equals minus sine x multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x, then plus cosine x multiplied by t prime over t, and then substitute sine x instead of t. Yeah. Then continue. Y prime over y equals minus sine x multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x plus cosine x by sine x prime, because t is sine x prime over sine x. Sine x prime is cosine x, and multiple cosine x is cosine squared x. Y prime over y equals minus sine x multiplied by natural logarithm of sine x plus cosine squared x over sine x. Then find the y prime itself, derivative itself. Y prime equals y multiplied by minus sine x by natural logarithm of sine x plus cosine squared x over sine x. But remember that y is sine x raised to cosine x, right? Y prime equals sine x raised to cosine x multiplied by minus sine x by natural logarithm of sine x plus cosine squared x over sine x. It is expression of derivative, and then find the value of derivative at the point pi in half. Please rewrite these records. Further calculate the value of derivative, obtained derivative at the point pi in half. And for this we must substitute pi in half instead of x in the last expression. Y prime at pi in half equals sine pi in half raised to cosine pi in half multiplied by minus sine pi in half multiplied by natural logarithm of sine of pi in half plus cosine squared pi in half over sine of pi in half. Continue. You know that the sine of pi in half is unit and cosine pi in half is 0. 1 to 0 multiplied minus 1 multiplied natural logarithm of 1 plus 0 squared over 1. Then continue. Natural logarithm of 1 is 0, and 1 to 0 is 1 multiplied by 0 plus 0, and finally we have 0. That is, the value of derivative at the point pi in half is 0. Y prime at pi in half is 0. Please rewrite, please. Then consider the second application of the logarithmic differentiation. This application, the logarithm differentiation can be applied also to the finding the derivative of the combination of power functions. Then let's consider the example 22 according to the numeration of my textbook. Example 22. Find the derivative. Find the derivative of function of the given function. By the logarithmic differentiation. Logarithmic differentiation in Azeri it is logarithmic дифференциалама, in Russian logarithmическое дифференцирование. differentiation. Y equals x minus 1 cubed over x plus 2 multiplied by x squared minus 4. Solution. Logarithmic differentiation. Solution. First, transform the expression of the given function y equals x minus 1 cubed over x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. Here we factorized the expression x squared minus 4 as here we used the formula of square difference. Then continue. It is x minus 1 cubed over x plus 2 squared and multiplied by x minus 2. Then go to the first step of the logarithmic differentiation. For this we must find the natural logarithm of both parts of the given expression. Natural logarithm of y equals natural logarithm of x minus 1 cubed over x plus 2 squared multiplied by x minus 2. We have the logarithmic of ratio, and you know that the logarithm of ratio is equal to the difference of corresponding logarithms. Therefore, we will have natural logarithm of y equals natural logarithm of x minus 1 cubed minus natural logarithm of x plus 2 squared multiplied by x minus 2. Then here we have the product, and it is known that the logarithm of product is equal to the sum of the corresponding logarithms. Continue. Natural logarithm of y equals natural logarithm of x minus 1 cubed minus natural logarithm of x plus 2 squared plus natural logarithm of x minus 2. Then also it is known that for finding the logarithm of power we can transfer the exponent to the front of natural logarithm. Therefore, natural logarithm y equals 3 natural logarithm of x minus 1 minus 2 logarithms of x plus 2, and then minus, it is minus plus will give minus natural logarithm of x minus 2. Already the last expression is ready for the second step named the differentiation of both parts. Then continue. Then go to the second step named the differentiation. Then differentiate both parts of the last equality. Second step. Derivative of natural log of y equals derivative of the right part. 3 natural log of x minus 1 minus 2 natural logarithm of x plus 2 minus natural logarithm of x minus 2 prime. Then you know that we have the algebraic addition in the parentheses, and you know that the derivative of algebraic addition is the algebraic addition of the corresponding derivatives. Then continue. Natural logarithm of y prime equals 3 natural logarithm of x minus 1 prime minus 2 multiplied by natural logarithm of x plus 2 prime minus natural logarithm of x minus 2 prime. Then also you know that the constant factor can be taken out of the derivative symbol. Also the constant factor can be taken out of the limit symbol, out of the differential symbol, out of the indefinite integral symbol, and also out of the definite integral symbol. Therefore, the taking out the constant factor is this property is a universal property. Then 3 can be taken out of the derivative symbol, and here 2 also can be taken out of the derivative symbol. Natural logarithm of y prime equals 3 multiplied by natural logarithm of x minus 1 prime minus 2 multiplied by natural logarithm of x plus 2 prime and minus natural logarithm of x minus 2 prime. Then use the formula of logarithmic derivative. According to this formula, we will have y prime over y equals 3 multiplied by x minus 1 prime over x minus 1 minus 2 multiplied by x plus 2 prime over x plus 2, and the minus x minus 2 prime over x minus 2. And expressions in the parentheses are the linear expressions, and you know that the derivative of linear expression is equal to slope, the coefficient. Here coefficient 1, here 1, and here 1. Therefore, these expressions will be units. Y prime over y equals 3 multiplied by 1 over x minus 1 minus 2 multiplied by 1 over x plus 2 minus 1 over x minus 2. Then rewrite this expression y prime over y equals 3 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x plus 2 and minus 1 over x minus 2. Then reduce the right part to the common denominator. What is common denominator? In other it is ortak mahraç, in Russian общий знаменатель. Here the common denominator is the product of this expression of all denominators. Y prime over y equals x minus 1 multiplied x plus 2 multiplied x minus 2. Here 3 multiplied by x plus 2 over x minus 2 minus 2 multiplied by x minus 1 multiplied by x minus 2, and finally minus 1 multiplied by x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2. Then open parenthesis, but this parenthesis we must retain this parenthesis. Y prime over y is equal to x minus 1 over x plus 2 over x minus 2. Here we have 3 multiplied by x squared minus 4 minus 2 multiplied by x squared minus 3x plus 2 minus x squared plus x minus 2. Then continue. Then continue. Open parenthesis in the numerator. Y prime over y equals x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2 and by x minus 2. X minus 2, then 3x squared minus 12 minus 2x squared plus 6x minus 4 minus x squared minus x plus 2. Here we can remove 3x squared minus x squared and minus x squared, and then collect the similar terms. What is collect the similar terms? In Azali it is шархадları ıslah etmek, and in Russian привести подобные члены. Collect the similar terms. Here collect 6x and minus x, and then collect minus 12, minus 4 and 2. Then y prime over y equals 5x minus 14 over x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. Then write y prime equals y multiplied by 5x minus 14 over x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2. Then substitute the corresponding expression instead of y. Our expression is y prime equals, and I will write the transformed expression of the condition. Transformed expression. X minus 1 cubed over x plus 2 squared multiplied by x minus 2. Multiply by this expression 5x minus 14 over x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 2 and by x minus 2. X minus 2. Then we can simplify the obtained fraction and they collect the similar terms. We can simplify by x minus 1, right, squared, and collect x plus 2 squared and x plus 2 and x minus 2, y prime equals x minus 1 squared multiplied by 5x minus 4 over x plus 2 cubed, multiply x by x minus 2 squared. It is our answer. It is the derivative of the given expression, and we found this derivative by the logarithmic differentiation. Finally, please rewrite your assignment. Find the derivative of the following twice composite functions and find the derivative of the following functions by the logarithmic differentiation. And here the numerations is indicated according to my textbook. Please rewrite, and good luck students, and goodbye dear students.